my gosh, we got raided? I feel so rude. I wasn't here yet. Hello. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. Oops. There we go. Happy Friday! You did it! You made it to the weekend through all of the challenges of the week. And you looked great doing it, dare I say. How are you guys doing today? Thanks for letting me start a little bit later today. I just got a little caught up in just cleaning and kind of chore things, but Sardo Numsy, it's good to see you. How are you doing? And of course, for Breaking Beaker, please let me know if there's something I could play for you. Thank you for the raid. I did manage to squeeze in a warm-up before I started, so why don't I just start by doing some improv real quick? Get some violin notes happening. Rena, wait. Rena, I miss you, Rena. No, I feel so bad. We've had our first requests are all things that I don't have. Oh, I have let you down. Out of like my video game material, I have Final Fantasy VI all the way through 15 except 14. Do you like any of the other Final Fantasies? And I don't have Metal Went Down to Georgia or Metal Gear. Oh man, I'm just... Alright, have a sip of this. Let's see here. Hey TMG, how are you doing? Your good friend was wondering if I can do Aerith's theme? Hey, for you, anything, Rena. Yeah, why don't we jump into that right away? I feel like that would be a nice one to start off with. Hey, for Secret Sauce, how are you? I also wouldn't mind doing Secret Library Daguerreo. That piece is really lovely as well. Hersey, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Just making sure I catch up on everything. Hey, Raisin, it's good to see you. Blue Fire Vixen, how are you doing today? Dawn, what happened for last Friday? I feel like after I stream, it's kind of forgotten in a way. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Did something crazy happen last Friday? I can't remember. Laserboat. Oh, I called you Bo. Laserboat. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Let's see. Oh my god. Now I'm a believer just right away with 5,000 bits. Oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you. For Strange Magic, you got it. Thank you so much. I was not prepared for such generosity right away. Oh my god, thank you. Caught me a bit off guard there. Pedro, thank you for the follow as well. Thank you. Let's knock out Aerith's theme, shall we? And then I think if it's okay for Now I'm a Believer, is it okay if I do like 4 pieces and then do Strange Magic just so I can warm up a little bit? I managed to get some scales in before I pressed start today, but I was just a bit busy today getting everything set up back in here. I successfully filmed, finally, the new music video, but I had to take down all my equipment, so I put everything back today. It's all working. Settings are all back where they need to be, I think. But unfortunately, I didn't edit the video on time. I was probably ambitious thinking I could get it out by today, but I can at least promise for sure at this rate that it's going to be happening next week for sure. I finished editing the audio and I'm happy with it, and I got everything I need. It's just lining it all up with the visual audio, you know, final look. But I think you guys will like it. I'm really proud of how it is coming out, slash obviously not ready to come out yet. Do I have to open that Red Bull in the fridge? I might have to do that. I went for a run right before this, and it's the first day in Nashville, Tennessee, where it's starting to feel a little too hot to go running. Oh, for Culture Club. Gotcha. I read it as a raid that I received, so I was like, I don't remember. But yes, I will happily talk to you about that. How about This Will Be Our Year? I can do that for End Table, for sure. I love that song. Aerith theme. And let me give a nice cheers to everyone who's feeling classy today. Drinking boxed wine, very classy. Welcome to the weekend, everyone. You did it. Congratulations. And I hope you can take some time for yourself this weekend to just do anything that you feel like your heart needs to get done. But thank you for spending some time with me today. And I'm excited to play some music for you guys. Only the best boxed wine. I was feeling a little hesitant for a moment there. Heat is killing you today is a hot one in BT. Yeah, it was really, really warm today. It's that kind of heat where, like, when you get inside your car before you have a moment to actually turn on your air conditioning first, it's just like a heat slap in the face and it's stale where you feel like you can, like, cut through the air. But hey, sometimes a good heat reminds you that you're alive. Gets a little bit of a sweat going, you're like, okay, yep, I'm reacting to this. It's very, very hot. Titus, what's up? It's good to see you. Chaos. For requesting a song, if you just go through... Boop, boop. Oh, there it is. Right there. If you could just click that and see anything that you fancy, let me know. Tonight is technically Joe's Picks night, but honestly, if you just, like, see something you like, I'll probably play it for you if you ask nicely. Otherwise, we do have priority requests where if you give bits or subscribe or what are the other nice things? Donate. There's another. Or gift a sub. Any one of those nice things, then I'll play whatever you want from the list right away. I also remembered halfway through that song I had my Red Bull. Therefore, I can't Red Bull. Al, thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. How are you doing today? Thank you, Laservolt. I try my best to, like, kind of get, when I do the Joe's Picks nights, to try and highlight some material that sometimes doesn't get as much notice, I guess. And not for any reason, typically, other than if it's, like, a random obscure thing that I've popped into the song list, and then it's fun for me to get to, you know, share with you guys some of the things that I feel really passionate about as well. Let's see. So I see that we have a couple priority picks. We got This Will Be Our Year by the Zombies, Strange Magic, and then I just said I would do Secret Library Daguerreo. So I'm gonna start off with a couple of these calmer pieces. Like, I'll probably do like 4 or 5 video game things, and then work my way into the loops. However, for Breaking Beaker and Now I'm a Believer, if you have to leave at any point, just let me know and I will bump you up a little bit further. I just like to have a setup where, again, I kind of feel like I'm wading my way into it, if that makes sense. I am excited to see that people like Strange Magic. I was nervous when I put that one on the list. I was like, I feel like this is a selfish choice. I feel like I'm putting this on only because I want to play it. But it makes me happy that people like that one. It makes me so happy. Let's do a little bit more improv to get my fingers going a bit. I feel a little hesitant playing on the string today, so conquer that. 10 minutes? Okay, I'll make sure I'll do yours then after Secret Library. That helps. I feel a lot more ready. Let's jump right into this will be our year because if Airtable, if you have to leave in like 10 minutes, then I should actually get started right now. So I'm going to do that. First things first, I need the guitar. For Laser Bolt, I'm honestly trying to make much more of like a conscious decision to do that lately. Because I still admittedly get caught up in like, I guess being like hyper aware of what's happening, like right now when I play. And by that I mean like just that people are watching and like I don't know, that it might be my first impression I give and I'm like, "Oh, I want to make sure I do a good job." Or if someone gives like a donation and then I'm playing a song just for them, I get so hyper aware sometimes of the situation that I feel like I get in my own way. So I'm trying extra hard lately to just, work on my growth in being in the moment and just not being too critical and allowing things to just happen as they're meant to happen. But if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I got in my head right before we started because I'm so embarrassed, but I feel like I'll just feel better if I admit it to myself. A lot of streamers, they say you gotta like take a little selfie, put it up on Twitter before you start. And I was just trying to take a picture of myself and I got so mad. I was like, all these are awful. I was like, I hate this. I'm so not pleased. I'm gross. And I don't actually believe any of that stuff, but I think most of us feel that way, No one likes to like do this and look at it, I think. Maybe some people do. But this whole thing just, I don't enjoy very much, and it's stressed me out. So now I just didn't post anything, and then I felt bad about that. So I'll probably think of some dumb thought to say midstream and put it up there so people know I'm actually live. Okay, I do feel a little better admitting it. That was better. Oh, but now I remembered I don't even need the guitar for this. What am I doing? Instagram has like 5 pics, right? Self-learned cello and how to feel and hear without using visual targeting. I tell my students, at least for violin, that I try really hard to have them like memorize the piece as soon as possible because then they can really internalize it and feel it. And, it's more like if you're acting, there's a reason actors aren't sitting there with their script in front of them because that's not going to provide the best performance. They have to know it inside and out, and then you can get there. Giovanni, thank you for the follow, by the way, as well as Diego. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. And thank you guys for being so supportive whenever I'm just like saying what's on my mind. I feel very safe here, which might be naive of me because I know anyone can come in at any moment and say whatever they want, but the regular crowd that we have here just makes me feel very comfortable to kind of just, I guess, go through what's on my mind. How's music going, by the way, for TMG Music? How's that guitar work coming? All right, turn these up, and then this to medium, and this off, and this off. Airtable, this is for you. You guys are the best. Ooh, I haven't played this for a while. Let me see. That's not right. Because it's 12. Oop, oop. Because it's like... second. Ooh, turn this down just a little bit, took a long time to come. Don't let go of my hand, now that darkness has gone. And this will be our year, it took a long time to come. Now I won't forget the way you helped me up when I was down. Now I won't forget the way you said, darling, I love you, you give me faith to go on. Now we're there, and we've only just begun. And this will be our year, it took a long time to come. The the sun. And this will be our year. Took a long time to come. Don't let go of my hand. Now that darkness has gone. And this will be our year. Took a long time to come. Now won't forget the way you helped me up when I was down. Now won't forget the way you said, darling, I love you. You give me faith to go on. Now we're there, and we've only just begun. And this will be our year. Took a long time to come. Thank you for the follow, by the way, for Knoxhow ITV. Optimism, beautiful music, and kindness helped me survive the lonely pandemic. I just connected that you were saying that my optimism and beautiful music. I was just like, oh, those are beautiful things. I love optimism, beautiful music, and kindness. Oh, that hit me. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's really sweet. You guys got me through the pandemic. Oh my gosh. That was like really, because I had just started streaming right before the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit, that was right when my streams started to get a little bit of attention, and I was so nervous, and I didn't know if I was ready for it or if it was even what I really wanted, if I'm being honest. Because I was just scared. I didn't think I would be ready. But I guess, you know, none of us ever think we're ready for whatever's about to happen next. But you guys really have just held my hand, especially the mods, and walked me through this whole amazing journey. And I'm just really, really grateful. So thank you so much. I don't want to imagine a time where I'm not doing this. So it's really amazing. Thank you. Thank you for Buddy RK Scott, by the way. Thank you. I feel like I've not seen that name in chat before. Is that right? I'm sorry if I'm just forgetting. But if that's the case, welcome. And I appreciate you giving my channel a click and seeing if it was something you might enjoy. Also, hello for Macine Biestian Yogurt. Rock on, rock on, rock on. Clap, clap. Thank you guys. I wouldn't know which appendage to hold on to with Frank. Is appendage like a limb? I realized I said something without really thinking about what it meant. Let's figure it out together, shall we? A thing that is added or attached to something larger or more important. Yeah, okay. Whew. I was nervous I made myself look like a silly pants. We can say yes. Also, hey for Fagin, I haven't seen your name in chat as well for quite a long time. How are you doing? I hope that this early, or I guess mid-spring is technically where we're at, right? It's hard to keep track at this point. But I hope everything's treating you well. It's nice to see you. DP Oblivion, what's up? Barack. So the head is an appendage? We'll see. So I guess any of these things would be appendages. I thought it meant only the arms and the little leggies. But based off the definition, I guess ears would also be appendages, as well as his beautiful hair. What I also think is so funny, the person who made this, by the way, is an absolute legend. Are you kidding me? Amazing. As well as the person who gifted it to me. But I love that they took extra time to sew down some of the hair so it actually will always stay here. And then some of it's just loose and ready to go. I know that people look at this and they're like, what is it? It's Frank. It's my face. See? Can you see it more clearly now? The relation. And it's my face on a Furby body These are the little Furby ears, and that's like, I guess, the back of the Furby. And its little Furby hair. With Barbie arms and legs. That's Frank. Yeah. For Dustbuster Imp, had you not gotten to like see Frank up close and personal before? It was named, why was it named Frank? Pencils, dude. Pencils is the creator of Frank. Why did we choose Frank? I can't remember. What makes it that much funnier to me too is that I received Frank, the plushie, on my 30th birthday, which feels that much more like, yeah, that makes sense. Like if little Joe, I still have my baby pictures over here. Well, I guess not baby, my like younger self pictures. Little Joe would be shocked, I think, if she knew that at 30 she would be unboxing a birthday present of Frank. I don't think I showed you guys this one yet. Look at that little lady right there. Wow, velvet dress, beautiful bangs, beautiful. I've been doing, you know, like that spring cleaning out things, throwing things away. And I found an envelope filled with my school pictures. Oh, these are fake books. It was just a backdrop. Kind Investigator, how are you? And Ouija board. Oh, this music is making me want to play. It's like tugging at my heart a little bit. So I'm gonna play a little bit. Hey, Katie. You know, I actually don't have any velvet dresses, but I feel like that's something that would fit in my style. So, you know that means I'm gonna be going on Poshmark and looking for some velvet dresses. Because your girl's obsessed with Poshmark. Bogeyman, thank you for 100 bits. Thank you. My VIP. Let's see. I just got really happy. Like, I was happy before, don't get me wrong, but I always get a little nervous, I guess, whenever I start a stream, but I'm feeling nice and settled. I got a little flustered right before we started, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm with really good people. So thank you guys. I'm excited to play violin. I just want to play some violin. I love the violin. So we're gonna jump into Secret Library Daguerreo, And then I'll do 2 more songs, and we're gonna get into Loop World and work our way to Strange Magic. Secret Library, Daguerreo, Final Fantasy IX. There we go. Let's see. And I hope no one misinterprets rather if I'm a little bit, I guess, more quiet today. I stayed up really late the past 2 nights, like 3 a.m. late, working on recording my new video. And you know me, when I get fixated on something and I want to get something done, that's what I put my mind to. So I've just been a bit of a night owl lately, which means it's probably going to kick in soon, right? There's something so satisfying to me about that song. It's just like, it sounds like Mozart's homework, you know what I mean? Like when he was little, he was just sitting at his little desk. He's doing some counterpoint, and it's like, yes, and then it must go here, and then you add an accidental there, and then we go back to the one. It's just like, it's just everything neatly falls into place. Little baby Mozart, he's just doing his homework. And he's like, I want to do whatever kids did at that time. What would kids do at that time? I want to go kick rocks with my fancy shoes and see how far it gets before it gets stuck in dead rats and horse poo. I'm not taking it back. I'm not going to even look at chat because I feel that confident about my statement. I think it makes sense. Don't come for me. Alright, let's do Soaring the Night Sky and then I'll get into Loop World. Because the streets were really gross in that time, you know what I mean? Because there was just like horse carriages everywhere and like disease. Think about it. I think it makes a lot of sense. Lots of sense. I just noticed the bass underneath there being like. I gotta get back on doing my bass homework. I was working on the basics for slap bass for a little bit. The only thing that frustrates me about it is I have to cut my nails. And not because I want long nails. I prefer short hair, nails, honestly. But I like being able to finger pick on the guitar with these nails. So kind of stinks. I have to get used to whenever I finger pick, like getting closer to the string. I keep missing them. It's a subtle piece. It's really pretty. Soaring the Night Sky. Night version. Also, welcome for Tripwire. How are you doing today? Let's see here. I feel like I'm ready to jump into some of the Lupin stuff. I'm gonna do just a violin one, then something with guitar, and then Strange Magic. So if I'm gonna do an all-string one, I think what I would like to do, it's been a little while. I would like to do, oh my god, I totally forgot about that one though. I'll wait for that because I feel like I'll be nervous. Let's do Kids Run Through the City. This is one of the video game pieces that I turned into a quartet arrangement, and I just put it all through my looper. And I have been so fulfilled and excited about trying this new kind of method of adding material to my song list. It's really, I don't know, it just makes me feel like I've found something within myself that, I don't know, it's like a new hobby, if that makes sense, where you're like, oh, I don't want to not do this. Like, I feel like this is my new thing. I don't know. Once I edit this video, I'm gonna get back to doing that stuff, but I knew I needed to prioritize my visual content a little bit. Let's see. Quantum Veto, how are you doing today? Thank you so much. I'm scared to scroll back about my little Mozart talk. Let's see. Kick the can. That would have been a better, more appropriate answer than that. Let's see. This is... I did take AP History in high school. I didn't do very well. I didn't do that well. Nope. Checked in a book of the historical Mozart quotes, and all of those are in there. Thank you for validating my truth. Thank you. Thank you. 100% what young Mozart did. I mean, he was kind of a weird guy. Have any of you guys seen Amadeus? I love that movie. It's very long, but it's very interesting. It's about the life of Mozart. I would recommend it. It's fun. I enjoyed it. But apparently, a lot of those traits are pretty accurate. Even his funny voice, apparently. Or funny laugh, that's what it was. Kids... Oh, I don't need a backing track. I'm my backing track. Sweet. I got to see it... I saw the movie a few times, but I've also seen it staged, like on a play. And it was great. It was fun seeing it with actors live. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I miss the theater. I'm excited for when I can go and see a show. That would be really fun. All right, Kids Run Through the City. I find it somewhat comical. I'm drinking wine, all dressed up, being like, Final Fantasy VI. Yes, let's do this. Let's see. Turn this down a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Final Fantasy VI. That is correct. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'll admit that this was something that I've been working on. Yes, I have more than a few now of these quartet arrangements I've put together of video game music. And I don't know. I was nervous, I guess, when I first brought it to stream because I just didn't know if people would like it. And I already felt kind of attached to it. So I was so relieved and excited to see that people were interested in it, at least a little bit as much as I was. So thank you guys. I'll admit, I actually haven't played Final Fantasy VI. I need to finish 7, so I gotta do that. But I've done 8 and 9 and 10. And I love those ones. So one day I'll get through 6. I promise. Boston Rocks, welcome! Thank you. Thank you. That's really sweet. Thank you. And also for Lurksmith, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. As well as Loda Pianist. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hey, Diz Music. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I've had 2 very late nights the past 2 evenings, but I'm excited because I got a lot of things done that I've been really wanting to get done. And that means that I'm for real 100% sure going to be releasing my new YouTube video next week. And I'm really proud of it. I've been learning a lot about how to edit on Logic. I've been learning a lot about my camera and lighting and angles, and I'm trying to just basically make all of these videos in my own little way, like an art piece, if I can. Like, I know I already have done them all on here, so I know I could just, like, post them, and that would be fine, like, but I don't know, I have this, like, vision for my head where I see for each one of these songs, like, what I'd like to wear, and what I'd like to have in the background, or I just want to make it, you know, a nice little tied together package, if that makes sense. So I know the more I do these, the more I'll get better at it and I can release them faster, but I think that this one will be a very nice step forward from my last 2 videos, and I'm excited to just keep exploring what the next step's gonna be. I feel prepared, and I'm only, again, getting better at this stuff, so I'm excited. I'm really excited to show you guys. I know I'll be a bit nervous, but what else is new? I'm always nervous. So, I'm going to go right into Strange Magic. I was gonna do some other stuff, but I feel like I like to try like build my way up, if that makes sense, but I feel ready. I'm just gonna do it and have fun and not worry so much. A little bit wah. Also, yes, that was so generous for 5,000 bits for Now I'm a Believer. So I was like hearing it in the back of my head, not you, my own voice, being like, Joe, you gotta do that. Play the song, do it. I know I want to do another ELO song. Like, I don't know if you've already heard me say this before, but being a freelance musician, I've done a lot of different types of jobs and gigs and stuff. And one of my favorite ones was I got to be in the string section for an ELO cover band. And I had so much fun. Yeah, I was going to say Telephone. That was the one I was thinking about doing. Because I already know all the string parts in that, and they're really pretty. And I feel like I could reinterpret it in a cool way. But this was my favorite to perform on stage, so that's why I wanted to have it be my first one. Telephone line, give me a sign, I'm let on try. Oh, I don't know what that chord would be. That one's dramatic. Da, da, dum, 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 bum, bum. You know, I don't know. What was that? Okay, I'm just gonna sing. Wow, good job, Joe. Okay, let me set up this loop right here. We got single track on, free measures, and loop sync off, and tempo sync goes off. Whatever it takes. Sometimes you just gotta get the noises out, I guess. 'Cause I make a lot of them. Sailing softly through the sun. Yeah. I feel like I should use a pick. Boop, boop. A little loud. 1, 2, here we go. Oh, my amp's not plugged in. Well, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? Come on now. There we go. Okay. want strings? You got it. Get the washboard if it's a height tree. making waves across my time. Oh no, oh no. Ready? I get a strange magic. Oh, I get a strange magic. Oh, I get a strange magic. I get a strange magic. Strange magic. Oh, oh, I'll never be the same again. Now that I've seen the way it's got to end. Sweet dreams, sweet dreams. Last time, y'all, I get a strange magic. Oh, I get a strange magic. Oh, I get a strange magic. I get a strange magic. I get a strange magic. Strange magic. Oh my god, thank you guys so much. And I'm so happy that you like Strange Magic. Yes, I love Strange Magic. I remember the first time I did it, I got really self-conscious. I was like, oh, I don't know if people like it. Like, I don't want to do things that people don't like. That just seems rude. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. I want to make sure I thank everyone all proper like. Let me make sure I just get my chill thing here. Chillage commence. Go. There. That's nice, isn't it? Thank you guys so much. Holy guacamole. Now I'm a believer with another 5,000 bits. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hoagie Man for the bits. Thank you. For pencils, thank you. Arbrant for 500 bits. Thank you. Hoagie Man again. Arbrant for gifting 5 subs. More Hoagie Man. More Hoagie Man. More Hoagie Man. And then 5 gifted subs from Hoagie Man. Hoagie Man. Thank you so much. A Laser Bolt for gifting those subs. Thank you so much. And the bits on top of that Laser Bolt. Thank you. Kyle for the sub for 3 months now. Thank you, Kyle. Get Gray Squirrel. And for Socials Undevil, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, guys. knew that melody was somewhere in there. You don't think that's the sound a cat makes, actually? Are you insinuating I've played angry cat scream notes? Oh, Jaro, thank you. You're so sweet. Let's see here. Jove, thank you for the resub. 6 months in a row. Golly, Miss Molly. Thank you so much. Thank you. That does give you a priority request, as you know, if there's something you'd like to hear. Cats don't go choo-choo. Mine does. He doesn't. Baloo's... He makes a lot of noises, but choo-choo is not one of them. I'm gonna go back to playing a bit more violin. I feel like my voice is a little scratchy. I did go for my run today, and whenever I go out for a run, my allergies get a bit upset because I'm really allergic to pollen, but we'll see. Also, whenever this track comes on, I just have to play Super Mario Galaxy. It's such a pretty piece of music. But for everyone who participated in the hype train, you do get a priority request. If there's something you'd like to hear, just let me know, and I'll happily play it for you. Can you guys imagine me as a conductor? That would be pretty sweet. Just use my hands and finger guns. Be like, you. One of the classes at Berkeley that usually made the kids cry the most, weirdly enough, was conducting. People used to make jokes about how the conducting teachers, like, were basically all Harry Potter professors, because they were all, like, most of them were like European classical musicians and composers, so they all had accents, and they all had their batons, and some of them actually wore capes. So we were like, oh my god, it's like Harry Potter. It's like real deal Harry Potter. But yeah, that was the class that made the most people cry by far. Joe composing. Or conducting, yes. They're both the same. When you see me do it, it's a lot of that happening. That doesn't surprise you, actually. Reading a conductor score is intense. It's a lot to keep track of. It's wild, but you learn a lot by looking through conductor scores. Have you ever tried to conduct before for Tripwire? I've done it for choirs, but I haven't done it for like an ensemble before. They lost their composure. Why does that make me want to do Dr. Evil? That's not... I'm seeing some of these priority requests added, and I'm quite excited. I like all of these songs very much. But I guess I've kind of set it up to work out like that, because anything I put in my song list is things that I enjoy. So... big brain moment. Getting the hang of big band scores. Do you teach big band music for TMG? Or... I don't know this about you. Is this a part of your story? Yay, and museum. Oh my gosh, you guys are like, I think, spoiling me with these song choices. I love these. Oops. Hello to Argentina. I believe I'm ready. Let's do it. Currently working on a Pokemon reharm. Very cool. That sounds like right up my alley. That's stuff I like to do too. Let's see here. Forgot that was still going. That's gonna happen a lot. I forget that constantly. Just a warning. I dropped this a half step. I almost ear-blooded all over you. Oh. I want to make sure I say goodnight too. Good night for now, and Believer. Thank you again so much for all the bits. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. And for asking for Strange Magic. I love that song. I'll work on Telephone. I'm gonna work on that one. Telephone line. Oh, that was fun. That song is so lovely. I can definitely hear the washboard as well, really adding to that piece of music. Just saying. I think it would really complement the piece of music. Let's look at these priority subs. I'm probably going to mishmash them around a little bit. We just had some excitement, so I am going to now go to Beneath the Hollow Moon, bring us back down to a nice chill museum, Paper Mario. Then we'll bring it back up with Katamari March Damasi, and then probably do Home Ruler after that, and then Time Scar. I might mix that up, but that seems fun. No, let's keep all the video game stuff together. I'll do Time Scar after Katamari. This is the plan. Kick Drum 2. Yeah, I really like that. That could also be quite the addition to that piece. Yes. I feel like I sounded like a jerk saying that. I didn't mean to. Chill music, save me. Save me from my rudeness. Alright, let's see here. Under the Hollow Moon? But I know it's a longer title than that. Beneath the Hollow Moon? That's it. I hope you guys are having a good beginning to your weekend. Does anyone have any, like, special thing going on this weekend? Oh, also Eric, thank you for the follow. Is that supposed to sound like Eric? Is your name Eric? Oh my gosh, I almost stained this carpet so hard. Let's see. Let's load the track up. There we go. Ah, what lovely timing. So satisfying when that just works out, ain't it? Okay. Itchy. was fun. I haven't played that one for quite a long time. I forgot how Celtic-y it really was. And it's nice to hear the flute and the violin together. I've been toying around with the idea of getting at least like a little penny whistle for when I'm feeling ready to like spice up the Celtic tunes. I feel like since that one was so Celtic inspired, I have to do the Celtic stuff now. So let's take a brief intermission from video game music, and I'm gonna do some Celtic stuff for you. I have been talking about trying to do like only a percussion loop to play over the Irish stuff with. I have to determine how fast to do it though. Maybe like. Okay, I'm gonna make a rhythm loop. I forgot how much you like Celtic music, BHG. I feel like it always hits me. Oopsie. When I do one of these, obviously, or that Octopath Traveler one. Well, it got so dark so quickly. I guess it's nighttime. That would make sense. Feels Celtic, man. How do... okay. I feel like maybe I should start with the kick drum. Jaro! Thank you, Jaro! Thank you for a $10 donation. I really appreciate you. And that does give you priority requests for something you'd like to hear. Just let me know. It's been 1 month. It's been... Don't do that, Joe. For Cave, happy 1 month. Thank you for not being scared away by my silly girl antics. See, Jaro, you do love that emote. Yes, man. How's everything been with you for Cave? Anything going on that you're excited about? Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. Okay. Let's start with the kick. Empty track. I've never done just rhythm on the looper before. I'm kind of nervous. I've never done this. I hope it sounds not bad. Wait, but how do I press the pedal if I'm pressing this? No, that's not gonna work. Maybe if I use my hand? 1, 2, 3, that was scary. Okay. Oh man, we just got raided too. I just did this build up for like no payback at all. Should I try again? I'll try again. I'm gonna try it. I'm trying to make like a rhythm loop, but I've never done it before and I'm scared. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Let me try. Uh, I keep forgetting baby cam, I'm sorry. Also, major shout out for Auburn, fellow Tennessean, songwriter, singer extraordinaire, and she's lovely on top of that and very talented. So please check her out if you haven't. I feel like this one's pretty in time. Okay, I do this. Okay, here we go. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Maybe if it was like a little faster. What do you guys think? Maybe I should just get the apple crate. Hesitant marrying. It was nice to not have to worry about keeping rhythm. Yeah, just doing it faster. But I feel like if I record the strings first, it would kind of defeat the purpose of it. Experiment. I'm just gonna experiment with one more thing, and then I'll let it go. But I want to see. So if it was like... I'm determined. Right? get a little better faster. It feels like it should still be faster though. Like if I was like, yeah, I feel like I should just get an apple crate, right? If I if I did it with the box, with the kick drum, it's too loud. That was also kind of fun though. Yeah, that's probably the best one so far, right? Mamzelle, you're knowing your stuff. Thank you so much for dropping in, by the way. How are you? Holy crackers. Tranquil Hegemony. Thank you for the follow. I don't know why I said it like that. My bad. Laserbolt, thank you for gifting a sub for Cave. Auburn, thank you again for the raid. I know you're at a live gig, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I really appreciate it. And I'm so excited to see that you're out playing music again. That's amazing. And thank you. Thank you so much. Simulcra, I'm doing great this evening. Thank you for asking. Admittedly, I stayed up quite late last night, and this actually answers G-Fellow, your question. Video went very well. It is not ready. Oh my god, thinking about it just makes me want to yawn. But I was filming until like 3 a.m. last night, and I got it. I'm very confident I have it. I think it looks great. I think it's fun. I think it has like a nice like lightheartedness to it that I feel really good about. I edited all the audio. It is not synced up though yet. I tried my best, but I ran out of time. And since I put so much work into it, I want to make sure that at least it's put together and it's synced up with each other. So last is going to be this video editing, but that at least is the last step, so I can promise you it will be out next week, for sure. So I'm really excited about it. I learned a lot through recording this last video too. And I learned a lot through recording the audio. Like, even just miking and knowing how to do the kick drum was completely new territory for me. I was like, how do I make this sound good? How do I mic a washboard? But I think the audio sounds great. I'm really happy with it. And I think you guys will like it. And I'm already planning out the next one, so I'm feeling motivated and ready to just make stuff and put it up on YouTube's. That was really fun playing out with a kick drum, actually. You're a traditional jig dancer. And hang out with traditional musicians all the time. That's awesome. I feel like you must hear people who, like, are much better at it than I am. I'm trying to figure out the right way I want to perform Irish music on here. I feel like with just that kick drum was the best I felt about it so far. Just like... It's like... Oh, that one's harder. The only thing I don't like about it is I can't look at you guys while I do it. I have to be like in my concentration corner. I feel like I probably look wild. So you can see it. I know people are asking for baby camera. Oh, I tried just putting it there. Shreddy Kruger! Thank you so much for the sub. Oh my goodness. Thank you. New sub hype. That's so awesome. That does give you a priority request. If there's something you'd like to hear, let me know. Oh gosh, speaking about priority requests, I went on a tangent with this Irish music. My bad. Okay, I will play priority requests again. Here's baby camera. I lied to you. That's not baby camera. But I will show you baby camera. Let's see here. There it is. Oh, but then the plug's in the way. How can I show you the kick drum without it looking crazy pants? I feel like I'm making you guys like dizzy probably. Oh, but then you see my shameful floor. No. Oh, and then you'd see my feet. We can't have that. Can't do that. None of that. No. I'll put the camera over here. There we go. So it's not blocking me. This microphone is a Telefunken, there it is, TF51. This was a huge deal purchase for me. Best stream ever. Do you have a tone? What are you saying? Who are you? Who let him in here? But this microphone, I'm absolutely in love with. It's absolutely changed the quality of my recordings dramatically. And I'm just super motivated lately to continue to record because of it. Okay, I went astray. Let's get back into things. And I'm going to do the Katamari March Damacy, because after just doing the Celtic stuff, I feel like doing a little more like violin-centric stuff will be a good idea. And then I will do Time Scar and then Museum. Decision made. Did it. Here we go. Katamari March Damacy. I believe I put that back here. Dun, dun, dun. Perfect. Oh, I'm seeing another piece that I haven't done for a bit. I'm totally gonna play that today. Here we go. Oh, for at Witch in Time 69, if you're still here, Knight. Let's see. Right songs. Okay, let's do it. Doop, 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 doop. String loop time. String loop time. String loop time. Oh, oops. I left a knob up that shouldn't be. There, that's better. Okay, take two. Thank you very much. Thank you. 3, and. Oh my gosh, so cute. Oh my gosh, that made me so happy. I can kind of hear their little singing voices in my head now when I do it. Welcome for Exiles? I hope that's the right way to say it. Well, Katamari is a very... Well, what is the guy in it? There's like a king in it? I don't really remember much from that game. I don't know. But that was, I think, one of the first. That one and only. Yes, I said it right. Yes. Exiles. How are you doing? I was panicked for a moment there. I do get, like, very bummed out when I say people's names wrong. It makes me feel like, remember when you had, like, a substitute teacher and they say your name in class and everyone giggles when they say it wrong? That's how it makes me feel. So Malakra, I'm happy that you liked it. That was one of the first little string arrangements that I made of video game music specifically. It was that one, and I did Final Fantasy IX, the place I'll return to someday. But I just thought it was so cute. I just needed to do it. I thought it was so fun. Let's see here. Next up, we got Chrono Cross, which is next to Castlevania. So that's yellow tab. Bam. 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 Time Scar, baby. Here we go. Oh, the other track's still playing. Ooh, look at me catching it today. I mean, that was like probably just a one-off. Played it with an C sharp. I was like, why is this sound so bizarre? Cause I was playing a half step off on one note that happened every 4 measures. My bad. My bad, pencils. That's not how I intended that to go. Alright, whenever I get flustered, I feel like I need to take just a quick moment to do like a Joe's pick, and then we'll get back in there. Fran! I just saw it in my events list on the side. Fran Hamilton, hello. 10 months! Holy! PG channel. Work on that, Joe. Caught you close a couple times. But thank you so much. Thank you for supporting for this long. That's such a long time. That's almost a year. I had no idea that like you knew about this channel for that long. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you. Please let me know if I could play something for you. Fran. All right, for a Joe's pick, if I'm gonna go into Museum, which is a piano piece, let's do a different piano piece to get me in the piano piece mindset. So I'm gonna do Eyes on Me, and then I'll do piano for... No, then I won't do piano. I just lied to you. Then I'll do Museum, which is played on the piano, but I'll play violin. There we go. Good job, Joe. Nailed it. Nailed it. Excellent. Son of Sound, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I feel like I'm being very silly, so if anyone's following today, I'm like, wow, thank you. You're getting some authentic Joe today. Oh, that felt so nice. That's one of the pieces where I feel like I've played it enough where I'm getting really close to not needing the music. And it's exciting because I know eventually I'll get to a point. Oh, yeah, I definitely feel like Zelda. I can promise you that. Um, Let me get through. I got 2 priority requests that I want to make sure I get to. But I want to do a couple Zelda pieces. I would like to do Skyloft, my quartet piece that I did. And I would love to do... I mean, Wind Waker I always love to do. Maybe Termina Field, a classic. Is there anything that you want to hear in particular for Simulacra? Simulacra. Simulacra. Thank you, May. Whenever I have those like very beautiful like pieces to play through, especially the piano ones, I always see your name pop up and it makes me really happy. Hey, the system's been working out tonight. You were throwing some shade at the system, but I found that song and I knew where it was. Gesture with a wine glass makes me feel classy. Let's see here. The museum piece. Let me warm up a second in B. Oh, you want a gesture war, do you? I don't know. Have I published with the game or the show? No? What do you mean by published? Like recorded? Like you mean make recordings of this material and then put it out? If that's the question, then no. I would love to, but I don't. If I'm being honest, I'm not doing this to fish for compliments. I don't feel like I'm good enough to do that yet. I think at some point, like maybe the quartet stuff, I would like to make an album of. Oh my gosh, Jerby Fivel Tabuki. Thank you so much for. That's a big donation. Thank you, JFTP, for 20 bucks. Thank you. Or 2030 to be very specific to make a beautiful 55555. And I know I always say this with like a jokey kind of way, but I am so appreciative, you guys. You have no idea. I get nervous saying this because I never want it to make it seem like it changes why I do this, but this is at this point in time my income, and you guys are giving me the opportunity to wake up and do what I would like with my day, which has been sitting down and writing these pieces of music. Not writing them, writing arrangements, to be clear, but writing these arrangements and practicing and filming these videos and doing all this stuff. So thank you so much. It's all I've ever wanted, and I still teach, but I lost most of my students admittedly during the quarantine. But, you know, when things open up again, I know I could get a lot of them back. Maybe. We'll see. But just thank you. Oh my god, G Fella. You've been so nice to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. For 10,000 bits. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Like, I don't know, I always feel nervous talking, like, saying that, is I don't want it to be misconstrued why I'm saying it. It's more just me, like, you know, I just want to show my gratitude. I'm bad at explaining things, I don't know. I'm all flustered. Okay, play the song. You can do this. feel I have so much like mouth tension when I do that song. Whenever I play and I get nervous, I can feel it in my jaw. I get really tight. You guys are so sweet. Look at these hugs. Ah, this is awesome. I don't have words for how I'm feeling, so I'll just keep smiling like a silly thing. Can't help falling in love. This will express how I feel. Can't help falling in love. I was thinking about this song today. Hello, old friend. Good to see you there again. Let's do Can't Help Falling in Love for Freddie Mercury. Here we go. Josh, hey, thank you so much for the resub for 2 months. Thank you. You didn't get sick of me after the first month. Very interesting. Thank you, Liquid Moonlight. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. For Josh, that does give you priority requests if there's something you'd like to hear. Say, let's do this. I wasn't steady with my tempo. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, oops. I got lost in it. Okay. Find the balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. wasn't expecting that. That got me kind of emotional. Thank you, Shreddy. I'm really happy that you asked for that one. I think it got me kind of emotional because, like, one of the hardest things I feel like to do on violin is like a long, steady, clean, simple line. Because you can hide a lot of mistakes if you go really fast. And playing that melody just made me like really feel so good about how far I've come with the violin, because I would be weirdly too scared to play something that simple, I feel like, and be able to still put emotion in it to it. But I felt like even with that 2-measure whole note, I was just able to actually say what I wanted to say with it, where I haven't been able to do that before. If that makes sense. Ida, I can't believe you've been sub for 9 months. I feel like I took that for granted. I feel like I didn't even like know. Ah, thank you. And for being like legitimately one of the best people in the world. I love you, Ida. If you guys are looking for the best way to spend your Sunday mornings, it's with Ida and Jillian. It is so freaking fun. Oh my god, how dare you, JFTP? Oh my god, and you did it so many times. Why? Oh no. Oh man. Very well. Oh my gosh. Fine. Fine. I was having such a nice moment too. And then you just had to do that. It's rubber ducky, that's why. Alright. Well. Very well. Ah, that felt really good. Thank you, guys. I can't do rubber ducky right after that. I refuse. I will do it, but I'm not tying it after such a beautiful, sincere moment that I had. I can't do that to my heart. I can't. I will not allow it. I'm gonna jump into my quartet arrangement of Skyloft. I feel like just some like straightforward strings will be really nice. I don't ignore chat. It's right there. I see it all the time. Sometimes I might choose to ignore it though. Oh my god. Oh my god. She totally said that. I did say it. Bam. I'm looking for something to drop, but I need all these things, so I won't. Good day, sir. I don't know what you're talking about, Pencils. Y'all sassy today. You sassy. Alright, let's see. What am I doing? I was gonna do Skyloft. Easily my favorite song from Skyward Sword. It's so pretty. Sassy. Well done, Jaro. That was perfect. Also, welcome for Lost in Loops. How are you doing today? Happy weekend! Yay! We did it, everybody. We got through another week. And we looked great doing it. Dare I say. Oop. There we go. Ooh, you got a new computer? Is it a desktop? I'm getting jealous of desktops, you guys. Especially after, like, editing the audio for my next YouTube video coming up. I literally almost, like, punched this computer so hard in the face. Bye for G Fella, and thank you again for the bits. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful beginning to your weekend here. They're puffy, Ida. I've been really into this brand's called Reformation, and I search their brand on Poshmark like once a week because I love it. I I have another top from there that's kind of similar with like the sleeves. It's the polka dot one. I've worn a few times on stream before. But I really like the brand. It's a little more expensive than what I'd usually go for, but when I find them used, I get very excited and I buy them. Calvin, how are you? Calvin! Welcome, welcome! Fellow musician, streamer extraordinaire. If you guys enjoy looping, which I would hope you do, because I do a fair amount of that here. I really do hope so. You should definitely check out Calvin. He's a multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, vocalist, looper extraordinaire, and on top of that, just lovely. How are you doing, Calvin? I hope everything's been well in your world. I'm coming for you. Puffy sleeve day. Let's go. Skyloft time. Yeah, I'm a happy girl here in Tennessee. I got no complaints. Puffy sleeve. 1, 2, here we go. I feel like tonight's been one of the first nights I've played through these quartet arrangements that I did, and I'm really calm the whole time because there's a lot of elements that can go wrong when I loop it. Like I really have to have a good internal metronome going, or else there's no way it's gonna line up. And usually that in itself makes me so nervous that I speed up or, do something else. But that felt really good. That was fun. Thank you guys. Thank you. Ow! I bent my nail the wrong way! Oh. I'm having an urge to do something very random. I was thinking, I should get through these requests though first. Or, rubber ducky. Fine. 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 Ida. I actually do have an idea. So, I don't think you know the lore behind this, so let me talk to you about it. Let me get some, storytelling music. How about this? Hello. So, one day, I had a shirt that I thought looked like Bert's from Ernie and Bert's. Why am I making it plural? Ernie and Bert, Sesame Street. Yes. So I wore that, and then I said, in my title, I'm doing an Ernie and Bert cosplay, and I was like, look how funny I am, teehee. And then I got a rather large donation with the request to sing Rubber Ducky. And it was such a generous donation that I was like, I kind of know this song. I should just do it. Oh, do you know this? Well, I'm gonna keep talking about it. And so I did it, and I was very stressed out. And it's the only song that's made me, rage on stream. I'm ashamed to admit. But now that I have that shirt, I feel like if I did do some sort of a cover of it for YouTube, I feel like you should do some puppetry with Jillian of I don't know, what would be fun bath time things. And I'll just wear my Ernie shirt. No, I think it's Bert's actually. Bert's shirt. And I'll just sit in a bathtub. I feel like that could be kind of fun. That's my thought. Oh, would you like that, JFTP? Interesting. A puppet show. We have that clipped? Oh my god. Oh! Okay, let's do this. Well, for Calvin, I don't typically do live learns. They really make me super stressed out. But my little cousin, not my cousins, what am I saying? My nephews really love Sesame Street. So I was like, in their honor, I should do this. So it's literally the only live learn I think I've ever done. Not to brag or anything. It's just kind of a pretty hard song to live learn. I don't know what you've live learned, but it's really not that hard. But I struggle with it. I'm just gonna go slower than usual. You've had a good night, Joe. Don't let Sesame Street ruin it for you. They've already taken far too much away from you. Okay. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, oh, I'm awfully fond of you. Foo-da-dee-doo-doo. Rubber ducky, joy of joys. When I squeeze you, you make lots of noise. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend, it's true. Every day when I make my way to the top, babe, I see a little fellow who's yellow and cute and chubby. Oh, yes, he is. Rubber ducky, you're so fine, and I'm lucky that you're all mine. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Rubber ducky, joy of joys. When I squeeze you, you make lots of noise. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend, it's true. Every day when I make my middle way to the top, babe, I find a little fellow yellow and cute and chubby. Rubber ducky, you're the one, and you make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Rubber ducky, joy of joys. When I squeeze you, you make lots of noise. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend, it's true. Jazz hands. Very perfect. People have asked me a few times to do some sort of like voice with that one. Or no, I'm thinking of Rainbow Connection. People want me to do a Kermit. Oh, and You Got a Friend in Me when I do that, and I have the guitar. I don't think that will ever happen. Optimus Lopez, thank you. Gamer Lance, haven't heard this song in forever. That makes me somewhat nervous because I've never really like straight up listened to it. It just makes me think of Ain't Misbehavin' by Fats Waller. So I'm like, I'll just kind of sing Ain't Misbehavin'. Balika, thank you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Calvin. But don't tell anybody I do that song. No one can know. Ain't misbehaving. Thank you, Ida. I'm not kidding though. I think that like I've thought about doing that one because I think it would be cute to have a video that I could like send to my nephews. Be like, look, I did a song you like. And I feel like if we got some Lost in Loops, I don't I don't mean to point at you. I'm not trying to be rude. Joe, thank you for 100 bits as well. Thank you so much. That's more like it. There we go. J Routes, thank you so much. The new followers, you guys are all so sweet. Thank you so much for Balika and J Routes. Thank you so much. Please let me know if I could play something for you. I think what I'd like to do now is like 1 or 2 more songs, and then I'm gonna take a quick little break here. Good people tend to point at you. It's like a good thing when you get it. I do, J Routes. This one's for you, my dear. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, that's not gonna work. Start right on it. so pretty. It's a really wonderful piece of music. There's one piece that man, I know I have it somewhere. It's another piece by Jay Unger, who wrote that piece of music. It's called The Lover's Waltz, and it's a duet. And I just thought it was so... Oh my god! Josh, thank you so much for gifting 10 subs. Thank you so much. Thank you. Golly, Miss Molly. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. That does give you a priority request. Manly man points. Who needs those? Whatever. Tofu, how are you? It's good to see you. Look at that army of Joyes. Let's see here. I want to find that sheet music because me and my mom actually played this piece of music together. Oh my god, is this it? No way. Let me see if I remember it. I might actually remember this. My mom growing up, my mom also learned and played the violin, and she played growing up with my nana and my aunt in a community orchestra, and we used to like watch them do Christmas concerts every year, and it was really wonderful to watch. And then she stopped playing for a little bit. But right when I started to get back into playing, she wanted to try and get back into playing a little bit too. And me and my mom played this duet together. And I haven't played it or thought about it for so long, but I'm trying to find... I might just buy it if I can't find it. Because I really want to... like, kind of... I want to trigger this memory in my brain because it was such a lovely... like moment with me and my mom. That's violin 1. This is all violin 1. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, so if I did that, and then I'm gonna try and do that over it. Let's see what happens. This might not work. I can do that a bit more confident. Also, Josh, please let me know if I can play you something. Please let me know. Oh, that's giving me like a lot of emotion. Like me and my mom played this together. Like this was me and my mom. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm excited to talk to her about that tomorrow. That's so pretty. Oh, I'm totally gonna print this sheet music out. I'm gonna buy this because there's another page to it, and I would love to just do the whole thing. It's so pretty. Thank you guys for letting me kind of just go off on Fridays and do whatever I want. I feel like it helps me just like kind of tune in and I don't know, I guess think fluidly with like what I want to play. I don't know. But I should say, I should take a break real quick. I need to just use the little ladies' room. So I will be back right after a quick break here. I feel like for the vibe, I'm just going to do the be right back screen just for this one. I don't really feel right going into the videos, I guess, because that was such like a chill thing. Let's see here. Also, I'm looking at my YouTube, and you guys, I'm getting close to 700 subscribers because of you guys. Thank you so much. That's so wild to me. I'm so motivated to just focus on continuing to make some more stuff for you all, and I'm really excited. Okay, I'm gonna take that quick break, and I'll be back in just a moment here. But thank you, everyone. I just need just about a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Was there more than 3 puns made? Can't recover from that. I changed the key for some reason. Oh, May. Thank you, May. You're such a beautiful soul. I feel like I'm enjoying kind of the low-key, not low-key. I feel like there's been like a very calm energy tonight with the music that I feel like I kind of want to keep running with. Admittedly, a large reason behind that was because I've stayed up till like 3 a.m. the past 2 nights in a row, trying to make sure that I got this video that I've been working on recorded. So I feel like I'm gonna just continue to do some like relaxing pieces for tonight. And I probably won't go longer than like another half hour maybe, just because I stayed up so late the past 2 nights, and I want to make sure that I'm, you know, ready and able for the stream tomorrow as well. On my break, I also checked my phone and I saw that Tails got confirmed, and I'm going to be doing my first weekend run with a band in a long time, which is very exciting. Almost a little nerve-wracking. I haven't done it for so long. It was my normal, but it looks like we got a show in Memphis and Mississippi, and I didn't read that close, clearly. But that's another reminder for me that I think once we hit June, that's when I'm probably going to officially change my schedule. The only thing that's going to change about it is I'm just going to have to pop Saturday over to Monday. So I hope that doesn't stress anyone out too much. I know change isn't always a welcomed idea. But everything else should stay the same. I'm going to jump into Flame's Grace, A Guiding Light. I love that piece so much. It's so pretty. Let's see. A lot of Joe's viewers will probably start seeing their Saturday evenings get busier too. That's fair. That makes me feel a little bit better. I didn't know if people would want afternoon or an evening stream. Because, like, the one thing I am a little worried about with our Friday night stream is I might, you know, still have Friday shows, so I might have to do Friday at 3 as well. So I don't know if I should just make an easy schedule of 3, you know, across the board. But I really do love having one night stream a week because it's fun, and I don't know. I guess I'm the one that might be resisting change more than anything. So I'm not quite sure what the decision's going to be yet. We'll see. Let's see here. I thought of another song mid-song, which is probably bad. I should focus on just one thing at a time, probably. Your silly ADD brain girl. Let's do Traverse Town. But yeah, I guess I'm just not sure what the right move is going to be. But I'll come to a decision by the time June comes around. I feel like when it comes to my video game transcriptions, this was one that absolutely shocked me because I didn't think it was actually going to be this short. I was just really surprised by that because I remember playing the game, but I never felt like, I don't know, it went on for like, I don't know if that makes any sense. Don't have to define it now, just stream when you have both time and energy for it, for sure. How long have I been a streamer? I started streaming in September. It will be 2 years. Which is actually, wow, that's actually wild to think about. I still feel like such a newbie. Oh, this one? This was Traverse Town. Sorry. At work. Bluetooth at work. This is actually your first time watching from home. What do you do for work? Can I ask? Is that weird? I'm just curious. For this next one, I'm gonna do Frontier Village Dolly. And then... Uh-oh. You're at a pawn shop. Hate it when you want to make music for me. Oh, do you at least sometimes get some like cool instruments that pop in through there? Let's see. There's another piece that I'm thinking of that I want to do. I'm gonna do Frontier Village Dolly next, and then I'm gonna do, I think it's called a Floating Village. Boop, boop. Ah, Mega Man. I'm almost up for trying. No, I'm not even gonna say it. I changed my mind. It's not the time. Well, I'm gonna do Frontier Village Dolly and then Everlasting Transient. Let's do that. I realized I should have faded too late and then I went for the knob, but it was too late. I love this song. Wait. Let's see here. I should have known better, but I will admit, after taking my break, I got really tired. I think I might just need to do like 1 or 2 more and just call it a night if that's okay. Again, the last 2 days I stayed up until 3 a.m. working on my next YouTube video. So I think it's just starting to get to me. I'm tired. So I think I'm just gonna do 1 or 2 more and just call it an evening. But this is perfect because Saving Music Live is on right now, and I would really like to raid them because they are doing charity in regards to mental health. I don't know which specific ones. Who is tired? Me tired. It's almost a good thing I didn't have a Red Bull in my fridge. Let's do, for my last song, Dream a Little Dream of Me. That seems like the nice chill way to end tonight's stream. But it's also probably good for me to acknowledge that as, you know, things start to get a little bit busier. Thank you, Laserbolt, for the bits. I will admit, in the past 2 weeks, my schedule's gotten really, really busy, which I'm so excited about, but it's definitely an adaptation. I feel like I'll probably, you know, in the future, do my streams like more regularly, just like 4 hours pretty consistently. Sometimes I get carried away and I'll go longer, but I feel like I should probably make sure that I keep it to like, you know, that 4-hour range. Especially as things continue to build up. Because I want to plan for longevity, and instead of, you know, trying to force everything into puzzle piece places or whatever, make sure that as I'm starting to open up again, I change things with it to make it my new normal, if that makes any sense. Did the hand gesture help? I have to stop drinking coffee by like 5 typically, or else I just can't sleep. I'm usually a little bit of a night owl, but I guess the past 2 nights worked against me. I thought I heard Baloo. Beluga. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seems to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me when I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams of sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. So thank you. Also, Twitch, thank you for the follow. That was my last song for the night, so it was nice to see that someone liked to hear it right before I click off for the evening. And thank you, everybody, for just giving me a place where I get to do this. It's amazing. And the fact that I'm getting people to see me in real time grow and get better, hopefully. It's just really cool. So thank you. But I'm going to send you guys over to Saving Music Live. They're doing a big charity weekend streams with a bunch of really talented musicians, all in the cause for mental health. So make sure to add some support or love, or maybe even donate if you're feeling up for it. And I will be live tomorrow at 3 Central Time. But I love you guys.